Okay, we're going to remove the timing belt here. First thing I want to do is the tensioner is right here. This is a 13 millimeter head, hex head on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this up. Let me get my hand out of the way a little bit. Now you'll see this piece right here. This piece here, you want to turn it counterclockwise. That'll take the tension off of the belt. You can probably see it moving a little bit there. So in that position, the belt should be slack. And now we can go ahead and try to start taking this belt off of here. Okay, it goes around the water pump, around the tensioner. Let's see if I can get it off from the crankshaft sprocket down there. And there's the belt. Okay, since I got the bolt loose on the tensioner, I'm going to go ahead and just take the bolt out. We'll go ahead and take the tensioner, get it on out of the way. I'll explain about how to do the setup and procedure about tensioning the belt once we put everything back together. Okay, I'll give you a shot of what the tensioner looks like. I'm going to replace that anyway, plus along with the idlers and the water pump. Okay, I'm going to take off this here idler. This is the left idler. Take note that the flange right here is out to the front. And by the way, the one on the right hand side, the idler flange is at the back. This here is as you can see, it's got a nut. This is a 13 millimeter. Okay, nuts off. As you can see, there's some Loctite on there. Give you a shot of that. Okay. See, it's got a bearing. All right. Okay, this we're on the right idler now. Flange is to the inside, closest to the block. This one right here, instead of having a nut like it was on the left idler over here, this one actually has a bolt. This one, by the way, again, is 13 millimeter. Okay. You can see what this one looks like. This is the back side. As you can see, the flange is pointing towards the block, smooth on the front. And here's the bolt for it. Okay. Okay, the next thing we're going to take off is the water pump. You can see it right here. I'm going to give you a shot here with the bolts that we got to take out. If you look right there, there's one of them. Take note that the weep hole is up here on the top. Here's a sprocket for it. Now this one here has 3 bolts, 3 socket head bolts. Takes a 6 millimeter Allen wrench. There's, like I said, there's one of them. And if I can move around, maybe we can get you a shot on the other bolts here. It's going to be a little bit tight. Okay, you can just kind of get a peek of there's one down there, right in there. Off to the side, and then there's going to be another one which is right down near the bottom. See if we can see that one, and there he is. Okay, right here is the 3 bolts that came out for the water pump. Like I said, there are socket head bolts. There are 6 millimeter hex. Here's the Allen wrench I use, 6 millimeter, and they're all the same length. Okay, now once you get the 3 bolts out, be sure to put your container to catch the coolant. And then I took a little rubber mallet, tapped on the sprocket here. You'll probably find it's going to be stuck a little bit. It's a little tapping. It'll pop loose, and it'll come out. Now you're going to find out you can't get it up. So what you could do is you could pass it along out here. Just kind of carry it out through the alternator. Finally, find the right combination. Then reach up underneath the alternator. Should be able to grab it, and then just work it on out. Okay, let's give you a shot of that. So here's our sprocket. There's the impeller. It's like plastic. Okay, the gasket must still be down there on the block. And remember, this thing was mounted in there where the weep hole was up at the top. In fact, it was a little bit slightly to the left, but it's nothing critical there. But we'll get it pretty close when we put it back in. As far as the bearings, everything appears to be okay, but we'll go ahead and replace it when we put it back together. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to take these two camshaft sprockets off. That's a T50. Okay, and that's what I was using. I've already got them broken or loose. Now what you want to do is you want to hold the camshaft in place. If you look back here on the back, you can see this here. You can see these flats right here. This is a 24 millimeter or 15/16. I decided to use a 15/16 wrench because it had a little bit of less slop on it. Okay, so while you're holding that in place, you want to get in here, turn it counterclockwise to break it, and then it is one stout bolt to break a loose. So I was using a 3/8 drive here, but I would recommend just putting a 1/2 inch extension break bar on here because it is really tight. Okay, now once we've got these broken or loose, we'll go ahead and screw them on out. By the way, these are torque to yield bolts. Technically, you're only supposed to use these one time. You put a torque setting on it, and then you turn around and turn it in increments of an angle. So there's your bolt right there. Let's go ahead and let's just see what we have. If you look right here, you can see that there's a pin right up here that's in this notch of the camshaft sprocket. So I'm going to slide it off. You can see that. All right. Now there's your there's a pin. Like I said, goes right in there, like so. Okay. Oh, one other thing I want you to take a notice of. According to the literature, these sprockets are identical, but I'm going to put them exactly like where they came off of. As you see, these have got the holes in them. This is the intake side. If you look over here on this side, you can see that the number of teeth is the same, okay? But you see we got slots in this one. So in this case, the one with the round holes goes on the intake side. One with the slots is going to be on the exhaust side. So let's go ahead, we'll turn and get this bolt out. Should be a similar setup. Should have a pin in there. And again, we got another bolt there. Now just as a comparison, you can see the bolts. They're the same length. There's the Torx head there. T50 as I mentioned. Let's go ahead and see if we can slide him off. Okay. You see this one actually says exhaust. So this is something to take notice of. This right here was just like this right here. In other words, there's two slots on this one right here. There's one that says
exhaust. This slot right here is exhaust. Then there's another one down here that says intake. Got to be sure that when we put this here sprocket back on, that this pin is in the exhaust slot. Okay.
Okay, next step, we're going to take off the engine mount bracket right here. Now there's going to be 3 fasteners to take out. One of them is located right here. Another one is located down at the very bottom. I don't know if we'll be able to see it. It's right there. Okay, and then there's going to be another one over here. This one right here. This is where the idler was running on, the left idler was running on. So we're going to have to take that one out too. All of these are going to be a 17 millimeter heads. Okay, I'm going to get ready now. We got the bolts all loose. That's a matter of taking them out. Remember, this is the one that the left idler is on. And then there it is. You can see that this one has some Loctite on it. I actually have a little Loctite up there where the nut went for the idler. Okay. Okay, there's one bolt. And then the other one is down here at the bottom. Okay, there's those 2 bolts. Same length. As I mentioned, 17 millimeter heads. Just like on the other one over there. Now this thing should slide out. So now you can see where it was at. This bolt right here, you can see is recessed in there. Then here's the other one. And then this is where the idler runs, which is a silver bolt like that we took out. Here's the back side of it. Oh, take note also that for the right idler, there's a little rubber grommet right here that this idler runs on. So it's got a rubber grommet. We'll probably change that out because it looks like it's got a little bit worn right in here. Now the one on the other side, of course, if you notice, doesn't have a rubber grommet. It's just the one on the right hand side. Okay, the next step I'm going to take and remove the camshaft sensor. Has 1 bolt. This one has an external Torx bolt head on it. Size is a E8. Alright, so there's the camshaft sensor. Just give you a view of it. And then here's the bolt head. Okay. Okay, it looks like to remove this back timing belt cover, we looks like one more thing maybe to take out. We're going to remove this here crankshaft sprocket. I'm going to use an impact wrench on that. 17 millimeter head. Okay, we're going to remove the bolt here. As I mentioned, it's 17 millimeter. This here is on a crankshaft sprocket. Okay. Give you a shot of that. Yeah. By the way, technically this is a torque to yield bolt also. Supposedly it used one time. This one here again is where you torque it, then you come back and use a angle gauge and turning it to a certain angle. So those type of bolts, supposedly they're used one time. Okay, now this crankshaft sprocket is not a press fit, it's just a slip fit. So you should be able to just take it and just slide it right off. Okay. Okay, I think we have everything taken off now, so we can now take this here back timing belt cover off. There are going to be, there's one right here, it's a T30, T30 here, there's a T30 here, there's one right down there, right there, and then there's one right over here. This is going to be a 17 millimeter to take this one here off, right there. Okay, all of the fasteners have been taken out, and here's what they look like. You can see there's some Loctite on these here fasteners. These were the T30s. As I pointed out, there's 4 of them, and then there's this one right here. And now this here cover should come right on off. Okay, give you a shot of it so you can see what it looks like. The Torx fasteners were here, here, here. One was right here, and then the other one, which is the silver one, was right down here. Okay, I want to give you a recap of where we're at. We've got everything taken off on the front of the engine now, and you might actually notice that I've actually taken the camshafts out. I'm going to put that in the next video, so we'll get a little talking about that. In fact, in the next video you'll see where the camshafts have been taken out, and also in the next video the head will be removed. So I'm going to put those two procedures together. But anyway, just give you a little shot where we at. Got a lot of stuff taken off here. Kind of see down in there, maybe a little better. Over here on the front side, you can actually see the lifters there. We'll talk about this as far as the cams and all on the next video. But anyway, we're going to close it out right now, and hope to hear from you guys. Talk to you later.